How I feel? Relax. What I want?
Get back slow. I love the way she rock it. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, the shawty is the winner. You can tell that shawty's number canine. She's confident. I love the way she move it.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about offensive coordinator Bienemy. Bienemy potentially could be Washington's offensive coordinator next year or not. Let's talk about it, but before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so it would be greatly appreciated if you guys could help me get there as soon as possible. Also, subscribe to Juan Gotti TV for non-sports content and basically what I do in my real life and reactions and stuff like that. That link is down below in the description too, and it's all free. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get to today's video, y'all. So yesterday was a very good day. The Washington Commanders was on a bye. We got to watch a ton of great football, and something came to my attention. All right, prior to kickoff, as we know, they do the pregame show. Fox Sports, CBS Sports, they do the pregame show, and so I was happening to watch the Fox Sports Sunday show. And obviously that cast features Kurt Menefee, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, Michael Strahan, you know, and they had an interesting topic going on. They were talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, and they were talking about how do the Kansas City Chiefs miss offensive coordinator Bienemy, and Howie Long was like, not necessarily for his play calling, but basically for his, you know, appearance, for him being around the team, because he's that guy that is going to be a hard A on them, you know, a guy that's going to hold them to a higher standard, you know, hold them to, you know, accountability, get in their tails when they messing up, you know what I'm saying? Do they miss that? And that got me to think, what if Washington next year hires an offensive-minded head coach, but we keep Bienemy as offensive coordinator strictly for that, strictly for what he did in Kansas City? Remember, in Kansas City, yeah, he was in on offensive meetings, he was in on install, he had some say, but really it was Andy Reid doing the hard pulling. What if Bienemy just isn't meant to be the guy? You know what I'm saying? As the offensive coordinator, what if his role in this league is strictly meant to be a part of an offensive staff when he's not really the guy doing all the workload? You know what I'm saying? Because Bienemy, he may not be the guy that we thought he could be. Maybe he's not the guy that's meant to be the guy that is calling the plays, installing his own kind of offense. Maybe he's just perfect in a role of, you know, being technically an assistant in a way, because you're the offensive coordinator, but the real offensive coordinator is Andy Reid. Maybe that's what he can do. The difference is, though, and I know a lot of y'all gonna be like, well, we need to get those players out of there that can't take hard accountability. I was gonna say the difference is, next year, a lot of these players that are going to be here already kind of spoke up about Bienemy, right? They already kind of spoke up about how they don't like how hard practice is. They don't like some of the things that he do. So that probably is going to wipe him out here completely. But if the players were to receive him well, it would have been a different story, because it's like, look, you probably not good to be an offensive coordinator, but you're good to be around the guys, as far as, you know, a guy that holds them to a higher standard of accountability, you know, a guy that's going to, you know, be hard on them, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's his role, and I don't know if it'll be here in Washington. Maybe he'll go back to Kansas City. But I was just curious to see what you guys think. Leave it down below in the comment section. How would you feel if Bienemy was the Washington Commanders offensive coordinator next year, but we hired an offensive-minded head coach, right? So he's not going to be in charge of directly calling the offensive plays. Obviously, he's going to get credit for it if it's successful, and he's going to get credit because he's in the install and he actually has a job and he helps out. But directly being the guy, we clearly can see that he's not it. But that doesn't mean that he can't coach. He can't be a coach, because for all intents and purposes, and I'll make a video on this after this one, is Sam Howell regressing under Bienemy? For all intents and purposes, Bienemy and Sam Howell has had a solid year together. Like, them two specifically has had a solid year. He's done really well with Sam Howell, but as a whole offense, obviously the whole operation has been trash. But him specifically with Sam Howell, good. Well, solid, I should say. As of late, it's been a little bit down, but overall, okay. So I'm like, all right, look, if I'm trying to fill out my staff, I would take that in consideration. Remember, Bienemy has 1 more year on his contract. Now again, if the new GM comes in here and wipes everybody out, then this don't mean nothing. But remember, he has 1 year on his contract, so directly he's still under contract with this team next year. So if he doesn't get another job elsewhere, which I highly doubt at this point because he hasn't done enough, and the one team that was linked to him, Chicago, they're playing really good ball. Next thing you know, Chicago could be fighting for a wild card spot. You know what I'm saying? They're 5-8, and they could be trying to get in the wild card spot right now. And then on top of that, they could keep their operation together 1 more year because they got the #1 pick again, so they could potentially trade back, get Marvin Harrison and keep Matt Eberflus, who can coach a really good defense because their defense is balling. Maybe they keep that whole thing together. You know what I'm saying? So the only team that really showed interest in Eric Bienemy as a head coach was Chicago. So if Chicago is not going to be interested in getting him as a head coach, do you entertain keeping him as just on your staff? Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know if he'll be willing to be, quarterback's coach or be willing to just be the offensive coordinator when it's not running a show. You know what I'm saying? But I think he will because he did it in Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? But again, it in the league, in life, you want to go up. You don't want to go backwards, or you don't want to remain the same forever. So maybe he doesn't want to do that. I'm just interested to hear what you guys got to say. Really, I already did say everything I need to say. I'm interested to see what you guys got to say because that's why I really made this video. Me personally, how do I feel about it? I think I would want a clean slate. Just wipe it out, and because you got to think, if we hire Ben Johnson, he's going to probably bring Detroit Lions coaching staff with him, right? Guys that are all the guys that are the quarterbacks coaches now, the wide receiver coach. He's probably gonna bring him here to be his offensive coordinator because they have the same scheme and they can install the same thing. It's not like he can come here, and he could do this, but it would probably be harder in the off season if he comes here and he's like, "Hey, EB, I want to keep you, but you don't really know me like that, so we got to work together." And I know this is what these guys get paid to do, so it ain't like it's rocket science. They have a job to do, so if they have to learn a whole new offensive scheme, that's cool. But I think it's more a better movement would be to just bring my own staff with me. So Ben Johnson's probably gonna bring, like I said, the offensive quarterbacks coach or wide receivers coach or whoever with him along when he comes to Washington if he did get hired here. And same with Bobby Sloak. He's probably going to want to bring quarterbacks coach, wide receivers coach from Texas, from Houston with him. But it is a possibility that they could keep Eric Bienemy. You know what I'm saying? I personally wouldn't do it though because I would want my whole new staff here. And the players aren't receiving them well. So I don't know if it's just the crop of players that we have. Okay. But they're just not receiving them well, and I know a lot of y'all are like, Juan, these players are not good enough to be talking back or be not buying in. But here's what I'm looking at it: when my best player has checked out, then that's when I start to believe it. It's kind of like the boy who cried wolf in a sense. Like, you know how the boy who kept crying about there being a wolf or whatever, and then people kept believing him and it wasn't really a wolf, but then when it actually was a wolf, nobody came. It's kind of like all these bum players or low tier players are crying about Eric Bienemy, but a lot of fans are like, all right, man, he's not being that hard, or suck it up or whatever. This is what you get paid to do. But then now that Terry McLaurin is inactive on the field, or he is really disinterested this season, it's like, oh man, we really might have a problem because our best player is suffering. You feel me? I don't know. And that's why it's tricky. And then, again, like I said, I'll make a video later talking about how I personally feel like Sam Howell potentially is regressing under Eric Bienemy. Not because of skill, okay? Not because he doesn't have the skill, but because the season, I think Sam feels like he knows the season's done. They're not going to be here next year. So, I don't know. It just ain't hitting the same offensively. Like, even offensively early when we were losing games, you still saw, like, the offense produce. It's like, as of late, the offense is just as bad as the defense. So that's what I wanted to come here to talk about, though. Y'all, I don't want you to wrap your head up. Just 10-minute little video. Answer it down below in the comment section. This video should have at least 50 comments, because it's really a question. Would you want Eric Bienemy back next year as the Washington Commanders offensive coordinator alongside an offensive-minded head coach? Because that, all intents and purposes, means that the head coach is going to be the offensive coordinator in actuality, but Eric Bienemy just has the title of offensive coordinator, and he can really just be an assistant. You know what I'm saying? Would y'all want that? Or are y'all like, nah, I'm cool off him, I want a whole new slate? Leave it down below in the comment section. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti, I'll be interested to read each and every one of those comments. I will be reading them. So comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Also, check out Juan Gotti TV for non-sports content. Subscribe over there. Content coming very, very soon on that page. Again, be greatly appreciated. Love each and every one of y'all. Y'all have a blessed one. See y'all later. Peace.